सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पाद शङ्करं लोकशङ्करं शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। So, एवमेव जगत्कारणत्वम् जगत्कारणत्वम् ब्रह्मणि अध्यारोप्य तस्य कार्यत्वम् अपक्नूयते ततः कारणत्वमपि अपक्नुत्य स्वरूपमेव आवेद्यते. The very mention of the karana, so karanatvam, this particular point, why the karanatvam is negated, why karanatvam also is, it's not karyam, therefore it is karanam, alright. Then why it is not karanam also? The reason for it, the rahasyam is, see, it is karanam, therefore it is karanam. Nahi. It is karanam, therefore it is not karanam. Because karanam, once we say, it's only the karyam is ananya with karanam. In maya karya karana bhava, here it is a maya karya karana bhava. Meaning, Srishti. The creation is ananya with the source. If the creation is ananya with the source, then there is no karyakarana bhava. See, that karyakarana bhava is, when there is creation, then alone there is karyakarana bhava. If that creation is, if it is looked upon as, if it is not seen as ananya with the karanam, when the karyam is not seen as ananya with the karanam, then the teacher comes, Shastra comes and says that the karyam is not an independent fact, this universe is not an independent fact, it has a source and it is ananya with the source. Therefore, that ananyatvam is a fact. The ananyatvam of the creation with the source is an ever accomplished fact. You see? And therefore, karyakarana bhava, freedom from karyakarana bhava is an eternal fact. You see? It's not that I go about accomplishing. When I trace the karyam to karanam, then it becomes free from karyakarana bhava. Don't really make the swarupam the result of jnanam. Swarupam is not the result of jnanam. Nature, Swarupam is not, doesn't result from knowledge. Therefore, ananya, why there is no karyakarana bhava? Because it is karanam. That it is karanam choicelessly leads to choicelessly leads to freedom from Karyakarana Bhava. At the source of the wave is water. That the source of the wave is water is a fact. That the source of the wave is a fact. And that source is free from Karyakarana Bhava is also a fact. Karyakarana Bhava is a pratyaya. Karyakarana Bhava is within avidya. That there is only water, nothing else is a fact. But when I think, this is karanam, that is karyam, water is karanam, this is karyam, is what? In the form of thinking, pratyaya, avidya. So, when the Shastram comes and says that this is not a fact, this is karyam, it doesn't exist on its own, this is karyam and it has karanam, and therefore it is ananya with the karanam, and that therefore the very karanam of the jagat is free from Karyakarana. Now you cannot convey the freedom from Karyakarana Bhava without positing Karana. This is the point. Without positing the Karana, supposing I say that Brahman is straight away without Akhyaropana, I do Apavada. God is free from causation. Now what does it give you? Then I imagine God as a distant reality, perhaps free from causation. It becomes a matter of belief. But that God is free from causation, it doesn't become an explanation for this jagat. Straight away I make a statement of Apavada, God is Karyakarana Bhava, Apurva, Manapara, Manam. This is how the Vedanta begins, let us say. God is free from causation. That is how I begin the teaching. Then afterwards, there is nothing to end anyway with. That is the end. God is free from causation. Then what? What is the explanation for this jagat? Therefore, it is true that Brahman is jagat karanam. And therefore, it is true that it is free from causation. It is jagat karanam from jagat drishti. You have to be brilliant to understand Vedanta, I am telling you. You have to be brilliant. Therefore, if you are not one, you become one. Take Badam every day. How will that make you brilliant? Try. What is harm? कुछ तो कुछ कर लो. That is the truth. Because otherwise it goes on dragging on the mind. The same stuff goes on dragging on the mind. You have to see really the very sourceness implies freedom from Karyakarana Bhava. That it is source is prakriya, teaching. To correct an error that it is a karya. Brahman is not God. Man thinks Brahman is a part of creation. To show that Brahman is not a part of creation, we say Brahman is Jagat Karanam. And it happens to be Jagat Karanam. That is the truth. It is Jagat Karanam. Oh, if it is Jagat Karanam, maybe that Karanatvam is its Swarupa. No. From Jagat Drishti, it is Karanam. And by that very logic, by dint of being Karanam, it is free from Karyakarana Bhava. Therefore, Karanatvam and freedom from Karyakarana Bhava are simultaneous. It is at once Karanam and also free from Karyakarana Bhava. But I cannot convey its Karyakarana, I cannot convey that Brahman is free from Karyakarana Bhava without positing the Karanatvam, without pointing that it is Karanam. Maya Karanam. That is the material. I am not speculating that water is the source of the wave. Water indeed is the source of the wave. If you see it as a wave, if I see it as a wave, then water is Karanam. That means its Karanatvam is linked to my avidya that it is wave. If I see it as a wave, then the source is, if I see it as a wave, then the source is water. And if the source is water, then the wave, the creation, is ananya with the water. If it is ananya with the water, then the source is also free from? It is free from source creation relation. It is free from relation. In this manner, without adhyaropana, there cannot be any apavada. Prakriya cannot be changed. Krama cannot be broken. And this is what we are doing. Take long time, but you have to digest this. You have to assimilate what is being said. Evameva jagat karanatvam brahmani adhyarupya. When we say, that jagat karanatvam is being imposed, jagat karanatvam is being imposed on Brahma, when we hear the statement, then we think Shastra is only imagining the Karanatvam. No, it is a fact that Jagat Brahman is Jagat Karanam. But that Karya Karana Bhava is avidya. Understand, but it is the material. That Karanatvam is Kalpitam. Karanatvam is Kalpitam because Karya is Kalpitam. And therefore Karanatvam is Kalpitam. That source creation division is kalpitam. That source creation division is kalpitam. That division is negated by saying that the karyam is ananya with the karanam. And therefore by dint of being karanam, it is free from karya karana bhava. Like you see, water is free from causation. Why? Because that is the source of the wave. Because it is source of the wave, it is not the source of anything. It is the source of the wave and therefore it is not the source of anything. Whatever that wave, as a wave is notional. You call it wave, otherwise there is no such a thing called wave. Therefore, by way of being the source of the wave, it is not. It is free from causation. If it is the source of the wave, then the wave is non-separate from water. It is non-separate. Wave is water. If wave is water, that means wave is not the wave. If wave is not the wave, then wave is water. Then that water has no causation. In this manner. Now, continue. Sentence by sentence. एवमेव जगत्कारणत्वं ब्रह्मणे अध्यारोप्य तस्य कार्यत्वम् अपह्नूयते. तस्य means ब्रह्मणः कार्यत्वम् अपह्नूयते, निराक्रियते. We negate Brahman being a part of creation. We negate Brahman being a part of creation by way of showing that it is the source. You see, that adhyaropya works better for a Vedanta Vidyarthi if you translate more as a showing. Otherwise you think it is imagination. No. We show. So in order to negate that Brahman is a part of the universe, we show that it is Jagat Karanam. And what is shown as Jagat Karanam is again shown that it is free from Karya Bhava. Brahman is seen by Jiva in avidya as a part of creation. Because he can't think of anything else. Whatever is has to be within creation, within this Jagat. If God is there, it should be within the framework of Jagat. Just as I am within the framework of this Jagat, and Brahman also, God also has to be somewhere. I see it as a part of Jagat. And this is negated by the Shruti by showing, to begin with showing that it is the Karanam. It is a fact, it is a Karanam. And it is further shown that it is from Swarupa Drishtya, it is shown. Adhyaropa Drishtya, it is shown. Jagat Drishtya, it is shown as Karanam. And from Swarupa Drishtya, it is shown as free from Karya Karana Bhava. Therefore here it says, well, Swikritya, Brahmana Adhyaropya, Tasya Karyatvam Apaknuyate, Tataha, Karanatvam api, even the Karanatvam Apaknutya, having negated, meaning having shown its freedom from Karyakarana Bhava. Swarup meva avedyate, see, its nature is conveyed. Truth is conveyed by showing that it is free from Karyakarana Bhava. It is Karanam, but the Karyam is not Ananyam. I'll give you an example. Try to be imaginative. Wife disappears into the husband. I mean, not virtually, literally. Literally, think of a jadoo. Wife, disappears into the husband. Then there is no wife and husband relation. There is no wife and husband. Ananyatvam destroys the relation. If Ghata is Ananya with the soul, if the creation is Ananya with the source, then there is no source-creation relation. Why it is Ananya? That's important. That particular point you have to capture. It's a breakthrough. Ananyatva means relationship is gone. Division is gone. Non-separate. Like Mukhi Ekatvam, you see, Avidhana and Avidheya. If Avidhana is Avidheya, if the name is the named, if the name is the named, then there is no name-named relation. Because of this relation, the name and named, both are interrelated. One can't disappear and the other remain. The name disappears means what? The status of being the named also disappears. Then what remains is the truth of both. The truth of the named. The truth of the named is also the truth of the name. The name and the named both have one reality, which is the Swarupa. When we say the name and the named, the name is not just a word, understand. All the time don't think of name as a word. The very describability of that named, that very describable quality, as describable is, it is the named, that very describable in what? In terms of language. It is the name. It is just the same. And therefore they are not two things, just one looking like two things. The name. So if the name is the named, then there is no name and named relation. If the karyam is karanam, then there is no karyakarana bhava, though the swarupa of karanatvam and the karyam, which is the truth of that karanam, the karanam minus karanatvam doesn't become shunyam. Karanam minus karanatvam doesn't become shunyam. The karanam minus karanatvam is the swarupam. The source of the wave The karanam for the wave minus the karanatvam doesn't become shunyam. Therefore, ananyatvam, mukhya, these are all just realist apavada. Karanatvam itself conveys freedom from karanatvam. Okay. Panchakoshatmakatvam kramakramena adhyaropya purvasya atmatvam nirakritya panchakosha atitatvam avagamaya sarvadvaita atitatvam vijñāpyate. Panchakoshatmakatvam, being of the nature of the five koshas. Panchakoshatmakatvam means, now this is another prakriya. This is what is called Panchakosha prakriya. Panchakosha vivarana rupa prakriya. And this prakriya is very unfolding if one sits down and reflects on it. See, this adhyaropapavada nyaya is there in the Shruti. This whole Shruti is adhyaropapavada nyaya. The methodology of adhyaropapavada nyaya is not adopted by sampradaya. The adhyaropapavada nyaya is adopted by Shruti. And that is shown by sampradaya. If there is no sampradaya, one will not see adhyaropapavada nyaya. Man will see only contradictions in Shruti. Why? Now it says the source, now it says it is not the source, now it says the creator, now it says there is no creation. Then all these things look what? Contradictions. What else? That is why when you study Vedanta, you will find only contradictions. And therefore, in order to keep away from Vedanta for good, you pick up a book and read it. You will lose interest in it for many lives to come. Adi. For many lives to come. अच्छे बात बहुत जन्म तक नहीं रहता है, लेकिन ऐसी बात होता है ना, बहुत जन्म तक रहता है, उसका असर ज्यादा होता है. Therefore, that is why we say asampradaya with murkhavad upekshaniya, it is said. But anyway, here the point is, adhyaropapavada nyaya is not an invention of sampradaya. That is what the Shruti is. There is nothing in the Shruti except adhyaropapavada nyaya. There is either vakya from adhyaropa drishti or there is the vakya papavada. Apart from these two vakyas, there is no third vakya. There is no third vakya. Talking about the truth from adhyaropa drishti or swarupa drishti. Unfolding, that's called the unfoldment. Now this panchakoshatmakatvam, there is a particular prakriya called panchakosha vivarana prakriya. The Shruti says, now you follow it. Just we have a very beautiful unfoldment. It is shown, the adhyaropavada nyaya is shown in one of the Shrutis. We'll go step by step, just I'll show a bird's eye. Shruti says, I am not talking about Bhashya, Shruti begins. Say the one who comes to know Brahman gains moksha. This is called a pratigna vakyam. Brahmavid apnoti param. And then it says, what is Brahma? Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma. Where is that Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma? Yo Veda Nitam Guhayam Parame Vyoman Soshnute Sarvan Kaman Sah Brahmana Vipashchita Iti. This is a pratigya. The one who comes to know Brahman becomes mukta, he becomes liberated. And that Brahman is Satyam Jnanam Anantam. And the one who knows it in one's own heart stands free from all desires. Stands free from all desires means he gains all that he wanted to gain through all desires. He fulfills all the desires means he gets the Purnatvam for which he had all the desires. Otherwise you can't. And then he fulfills all the desires at a time, it says. Soshrute sarvan kaman saha. He fulfills all his desires at once. Fulfilling all desires at once, he is not known. Generally one fulfills desires one after another. But the Shruti says one fulfills all desires at once. It is said. That means only knowing the fullness of which is exactly what is expected from every desire. This is pratigya. Now just follow the sequence. Then what is that Brahma? From that Brahma which is indeed this Atma, tasmatva etasmad atmanaha akasha sambhutaha. Akashat vayu, vayor agni, agnir apaha, adya prithvi, prithivya, voshadayaha, voshadipyaha, annam, annat, purusha, the body. From Brahman came the elements, and from the elements are crops, and crops are nothing but, this body is nothing but these material things. This is called Annamaya Atma. This body anatomy is called Annamaya Atma, because man sees himself as this look, this form. This is called Annamaya Atma. This is Annamaya, Anna Vikara. And from here, Prakriya begins. Then the Shruti says, hey, this Annamaya Atma is like a bird. Your body is like a bird. And the bird has a head. And this is like a bird. And this head is the head of this bird. I am Dakshina Paksha. This is the right hand and the arm, the right shoulder, the arm, the hand, the palm, this whole stuff is like the right wing of the bird. And the left side hand, etc. is the left wing of the bird. This head is the very head of the bird. You see, I am Dakshina Paksha, I am Uttara Paksha, I am Atma. Idam Ucham Pratishtha. And the feet, etc., that is all called the tail of the bird. So this body is like a bird with a head, two wings and a tail. This is called Annamaya Atma. That is how man also thinks. Shruti also says, yes, this is Annama. Atma is this. This is Atma. Why? Because the Shruti wants to convey that this very Annamaya Atma is Advitiya Atma. The very Atma that is taken to be this body is the Advitiya Atma. Not ignoring this. So then it says, Tasmadva etasmad annamayat anyontara atma pranamaya. Then it says, interior to this annamaya atma is the pranamaya atma. So when it does the adhyaropanam of pranamaya atma, it is negating annamaya atma. It is doing the adhyaropanam of pranamaya atma. Why? Tasmadva etasmad atmanah tasmadva etasmad annamayat anyontara atma pranamaya. And there is a description of pranamaya. Pranamaya also is like a bird, which has got head, 2 wings and the ucha. Prana, apana, vyana, udana, samana, etc. Then it goes to, and then it doesn't stop there. And it says, this is not the atma, then it is done the apavada. Says, tasmadva etasmat pranamayat anyontara atma manomaya. So there is a manomaya atma which is interior to the pranamaya. So there is adhyaropana of manomaya atma. By doing the adhyaropana of manomaya atma, it negates the pranamaya atmatvam, pranamayatvam. And then again it goes another step, tasmadva etasmat manomayat anyontara-atma vijnanamaya. Then it posits the vijnanamaya atma and then negates the atma being manomaya. And then it says, well, tasmadva etasmat mano vijnanamayat Anyontara-atma anandamaya. And by positing the anandamaya atmatvam, it does the negation of vijnanamayatvam. Then anandamaya also is like a bird. Understand? Anandamaya is not ignorance or anything. Anandamaya is an error. Anandamaya, as a seeker of happiness. As a seeker of happiness is called Anandamaya. And he has got tasya priyameva shiraha. His love is one. His love is the head. The love for happiness, the love for things, the love for objects is his head. And that is why when you tell somebody, don't have desire for the object, almost his head is cut off. As an individual, then to bacha kya hai? You say don't have desire for the object, then do what? Why? Because as the seeker of happiness, my head is my love for things, love for objects, love for pleasures. Tasya priyameva shirah. Modaha dakshina pakshaha pramoda uttara pakshaha ananda atma brahma pucham pratishtha. Say the source for it is Brahman. And then afterwards there is no adhyaropanam again. Another kosha. I will to follow. Anandamaya Atma has got tasya priyameva. Priya is its head. Moda is one wing. Pramoda is another wing. Ananda is the trunk. Atma means here the trunk, the middle. And the Brahman is the pucham. Pucham here means the ashraya, the adhisthana. And it stops there. The Shruti. Now see, it has done the adhyaropana and apavada. Apavada means by doing adhyaropana, it has done apavada. It has negated something. And then it says, man thinks behind the search for happiness, if there is no search for happiness, if there is no annamaya kosha, pranamaya kosha, manomaya kosha, vijnanamaya kosha, anandamaya kosha, then it is shunyam. Tab to kuch nahi. There the Shruti comes and immediately says, asanne vasa bhavati, asat brahmeti veda chet, asti brahmeti chet veda, santamenam tato vidurti. He says, hey, the one who thinks there is no Brahma, he becomes Shunyam. Asanne vasabhavati, asat brahmeti vedachet. If a person thinks beyond the three koshas, there is nothing. Beyond the five koshas, there is nothing. The one who thinks there is nothing behind the five koshas, he becomes nothing. The one who thinks there is nothing, he is nothing. He is nothing means not that he becomes nothing. Whenever the Shruti makes such statement, it means Purushartha ayogyo bhavati. Purushartha ayogyo bhavati means he is not qualified for earning dharma, he is not qualified for gaining moksha. The real Purushartha, and also he will not have really he will not be a Yogya even for Arthakama, I am telling. That I will connect. If there is nothing behind the five koshas, then there is neither dharma nor moksha. Then it is shunyam. Then I will not be doing really good deeds to earn dharma, which can help me in future lives. Nor I can go for moksha. Therefore I become ayogya for both dharma as well as moksha. If I become ayogya for dharma and moksha, in fact I would become ayogya for artha and kama, because in Vedic dharma, artha kamas are for dharma and moksha. The material ends also are meant for survival, so that really surviving I can earn dharma and moksha. Artha kama gain meaningfulness. Because artha, the material ends also are meant to help me to live so that I have a purpose, and that purpose could be either dharma or moksha. Therefore here the Shruti says, asanne vasabhavati, a person who thinks behind the Anandamaya kosha there is Brahman, the Shruti says, and if somebody thinks there is nothing behind the Anandamaya kosha, meaning behind the five koshas there is nothing, he becomes nothing. Asanne vasabhavati. Asat Brahma iti veda chet. If a person thinks that Brahman is asat. Asti Brahma iti chet veda, if a person thinks Brahman is, Santavenam tado viduriti. He is called a Sant. Sant Purusha. He becomes Purushartha Yogya. Sant means, here San is a second case. San means San Purusha. San Purusha. San Santam. Santaha Santam. Tato viduhu santam iti. People look upon him as Sant Mahatma. Sant means a wise man. Okay? Now see. Now having said that, then the Shruti goes to the next step, another Adhyaropana. That Brahma, which people don't know that it is there behind the five koshas, that which is there independent of the five koshas, the jiva doesn't know. That Brahman, so kamayata bahusyam prajayeyeti. That Brahman thought of creating, and he created everything. So kamayata bahusyam prajayeyeti sadapotapyata sadapastaptva yadagam sarvamaslijata. He created. There is a karyakarana bhava. Karanatvam is adhyaropita. Having really shown Brahman as the karanam for Jagat, this very Atma who is Annamaya, who is the Annamaya Atma, who is not in fact interior, he is Pranamayam, he is Manomayam, he is Vijnanamayam, he is Anandamayam, he is Brahman. And as the Brahman is Jagat Karanam, having done the Adhyaropana of the Karyakarana Bhava in Brahma, and also along with it the Shruti brings in he is the Niyanta. So the niyama that is there in the srishti is indeed the niyama of Brahman. Because if he is the Jagat Karanam, he is also Niyama Karanam. As the Niyama Karanam, he is the Niyanta. And that Niyama is brought in, that Niyantritvam also is Adhyaropitam. If Karanatvam is Adhyaropitam, Niyantritvam is also Adhyaropitam. And that Niyantritvam also the Shruti shows, well, Bheshasmat Vatah Pavate, Bhishodeti Suryaha, Bheshasmat Agnishendrascha Mrityurdhavati Panchamayati. It is from by the fear of Brahman. Well, Suryaha Udeti, Bhesha Udeti Suryaha, the sun rises by his fear. By his fear means by his niyama. Bheshodeti Suryaha. You see, Bheshasmat Agnishendrascha, the fire burns by his fear. And Indra does his job by his fear. All devatas do their job also by his fear. Mrityurdhavati, and the changes also take place. The life and death, everything is by the niyama of Ishvara. The law of karma, everything, causation, everything comes in it. Thus that niyantritvam is also adhyaropitam. And then it goes into Ananda Mimamsa, and it analyzes really how really the Anandam, that is the Swarupam, is indeed the thing. In every bit of Anandam that man enjoys is nothing but Swarupanandam. But mistaken as Vishayanandam. Not that there is a Vishayanandam. Anandam can never be a quality of an object. Anandam is the Swarupa of the self. But the Swarupa Anandam, we can't say silence is a physical thing. Like silence is looked upon as a physical thing, is a mistake. Silence is the nature of one's own. You can't experience silence without being silent. You don't experience the silence of something. You experience only the silentness of your being. In that manner, every little Anandam, even though it is little Anandam, means really it is a Anandam is in its fullness. It is mistaken as conditional to. Therefore, dukkha vritti nivritti, dukkha nivritti is looked upon as ananda prapti. And when the dukkha vritti comes again, it is looked upon as the negation of anandam. There is a dvandvatvam created between dukkham and anandam. Actually, between dukkham and anandam, there is no ragadvesha kind of prati, dvandvita, and what is there is indeed the truth and adhyasa. Having shown that the anandam is indeed the anandam that is gained by everybody is indeed Swarupanandam, and that is enjoyed by the Shrotriyasya Akamahatasya, a person who is a Shrotriyaha and who is not killed by desire for objects. For him it is available, he enjoys it, whereas the Ananda that is enjoyed by various living beings right up to Brahmaji is all graded. That Anandam is graded because naturally the Dukkham, there is gradation in Dukkham. When there is gradation in the musibats, it looks as though Anandam is graded. Why? Because man interprets Anandam as the negation of Dukkham. Dukkham is not Dukkham. Dukkham is a karyam in Anandam. Dukkham is a viparita pratyaya in Anandam. But man thinks that the Dukkham when Dukkham is negated, there is creation of Anandam. Therefore, because there is a gradation in the Dukkhas, one sees gradation in the Anandam, and accepting it as it is looked upon, we say, hey, the Anandam that is enjoyed by the people in the world, by the living beings in the world is all graded, Whereas the Anandam, that is the Swarup, in fact, it is ungraded, it is Purnam. Having said all this, and then it says, Yato Vacho Nivartante Aprapya Manasasaha. That Anandam, which is Brahman, which is Jagat Karanam, which is Niyanta, is free from being available for word and thought. And what is that? Apavada of Karikarana Bhava. Having said that it is Karanam, and then the Shruti goes to say what? Yato Vacho Nivartante Aprapya Manasasa. It is not available for the word and thought. What does that mean? Negation of the Manogamyatvam and Vaggamyatvam means what? Negation of Karya-Karana Bhava, because Karyam is what? Available for word and thought. Karanatvam is available for word and thought. If it is not available for word and thought, then it is neither Karyam nor Karanatvam. Thus Karya-Karana Bhava is negated by the same Shruti. Therefore, where is Adhyaropa Nyaya? Adhyaropa Nyaya is there in the Shruti. I say Shruti is Adhyaropa Nyaya. There is nothing else in Shruti. There is nothing else in Shruti. It is like saying, the words are in the Shruti. I say Shruti means words. Aur kya? Adhyaropa Apavada Nyaya is not one of the details in the Shruti. The whole teaching is Adhyaropa Apavada Nyaya, which is pointed out by Sampradaya. Otherwise, it would be taken as contradictions. It is not possible not to conclude that the Shruti is full of contradictions. If you pick up the book and do not know the prakriya that is adopted, then Shruti will not look as Adhyaropa Apavada Nyaya. Shruti will look contradictions. Now it says Annamaya, now it says Pranamaya, now it says Anandamaya, now it says Karana, now it says ये कारण भी नहीं है. जो भी कहती है उसको फिर कहते हैं कि नहीं है. That means what? It is not stable. That's why one of the authors, some of the people, you know what they said? They said the maddest people, the Indian sages, were the craziest community, because they never stuck to what they said. What they said, they never stuck. They said something and said something else and negated, said no. They said now, they said just really the maddest, insanest community. The sages. Why? Because when you want to know Vedanta, you have that Sampradaya, that Parampara, you have to learn, sit down, and then properly go into it. There are also people who appreciate it, that's a different thing, but there are also people who say, now I want you to see that Adhyaropa Apavada Prakriya is not an invention of anybody, it is there in the Shruti. Yes. The same Shruti, now it says it is so kamayata bahusyam prajayeyeti. Next, after a few lines, it says yato vacho nivartante aprapya manasasa. Now, see, panchakoshatmakatva krama-kramena adhyaropya. In a sequence, having done the adhyaropana, now it does the annamaya, now it does the aro, now it shows that it is annamaya, and now it shows that it is pranamaya, and negates its being annamaya, and now it shows that it is manomaya, and negates its being pranamaya. In this manner, krama-kramena adhyaropya, purva-purvasya atmatvam nirakritya, purva-purvasya of the preceding ones, atmatvam being the preceding koshas, nirakritya having negated atma's identity, having negated atma being the preceding koshas, nirakritya Panchakosha Atitatvam, as free from all the five koshas. As transcendent to five koshas means as free from five koshas. Panchakosha Atitatvam Avagamaya, Nich, having made known, having shown. Avagamaya. Avagamya means having known. Avagamaya means having made known. Avagamaya. Sarvadvaita Atitatvam, free from all the Dvaitam, Vijñāpyate, is conveyed. Slowly, slowly, the sight of this jiva is guided from kosha to kosha right up to his swarupa. The attention is guided. The attention is guided to his swarupa from kosha to kosha, from karyam to karanam, and from karanam to freedom from karya-karana bhava. In this manner, the Shruti guides man's thinking to his own swarupa. Vijñāpyate. Similarly, tatha driktva arupena drishyatva apahnavaha vachit tataha dvaitarahityam avabodhya tasyapi nirakaranam. See, tatha similarly. It says, first man stands as drishyam. Now, the Shruti's intention is this very joker who is the seer of the body, who thinks that I am the body, when he says I am the body, he doesn't cease to be drik. He doesn't cease to be drik. Identification with the drishyam doesn't make him lose his swarupa of being drashta. Conscious. His being conscious is not gone. Yes, though he thinks that I am the body, drishyam, his swarupa, his nature of being conscious is not gone, is not negated. And now the Shruti wants this very conscious being who takes himself to be the drishyam, this jiva pindatma, this very jiva, the Shruti wants to convey to him that he is Brahman. Now if that is true, then without doing the adhyaropanam, how is it going to convey his swarupa? Supposing he says, hey, you are free from, you are ekameva advityam, you are one without a second. But then I am drishyam, I am a body. That means as a body I am one without a second. I would love to think so. And I do think so once in a while. I do think I am the best in my colony. I am ekameva advitiyam. That is a metaphorical advaitam. It's not literal. Therefore, first of all, I have, because the teaching that is given must be corrective of the adhyasa. If I say I am ekameva advitiyam, then I imagine. So I continue to be an individual with an imagination of ekameva advitiyam. And therefore, what should it do? It has to do the adhyaropanam, that you are drik. It is true, but drishya relation is a adhyaropanam. You are drik in relation to this body. You are not a body in relation to the body. In relation to this body, you are drik. in relation to you there is a drishya. This is called pratidvandvi. Pratidvandvi means, it is a pratidvandvi. It is not that dvandva thinking. Pratidvandvi means as though something, the other, my rival. There's something unlike me. So in relation to the drishyam, you are drik. The Shruti says you are drik. This is what? Adhyaropanam. It does the adhyaropanam of drik, drishya bhava. Drikness is imposed upon. Drikness means it is drik, no doubt, but at the same time the drik as related to drishyam. Drik as related to drishyam is adhyaropanam. Drik is not adhyaropanam, that is swarupam. But drik as related to drishyam is adhyaropanam. Driktva aropena drishyatva apahnavaha. There is negation of one's idea of being drishyam. There is correction of one's thinking that one is drishyam. There is correction of one's thinking. That nikhnute apahnavaha means what? The correction of the thinking. When it says you are drik, say, hey, I am not drishyam. Drishyatva apahnavaha kvachit kahi. Tataha thereafter, dvaita rahityam avabodhya. Then slowly, sakshitvam is brought in. You see, ultimately, he is taking the last step. Now, in between that drik, drishya bhava, having imposed the driktvam, there is correction of the thinking that I am drishyam. Then having done the aropanam of the sakshi, then there is negation of the sakshi, saksha bhava. Then there is the negation of the sakshi, saksha bhava also. In that manner, in various ways, dvaita, rahityam, dvaita, sarvadvaita, atitatvam, as transcendental, as free from all the dvaitam. Dvaita rahityameva, tataha dvaita rahityam avabodhya. Having conveyed the freedom from dvaitam. Dvaita rahityam means rahitatvam. Dvaita rahitatvam, rahityam, avabodhya, having conveyed. Avabodhya. Tasyapi nirakaranam. Tas driktwasyapi nirakaranam. There is negation of that drik-drishya relation. Shruti posits the seer-seen relation, and finally, by conveying the advitiyatvam, it negates even seer-seen relation. It posits a seer-seen relation and also negates it by showing the advitiyatvam. It negates the drik-drishya relation also. Yatra hidvaitameva bhavati tad itara itaram pashyati itara itaram shunoti itara itaram manute etc. having said yatra eva sarvam atmaiva bhut tatra kenakam pashyet kenakam shuniyat kenakam manvita kenakam vijaniyat. In this manner it negates the drik-drishya bhava. Now what is this method? It first posits drik-drishya bhava. It is the seer of all the seen and says there is no seer-seen relation. It is a dhyarupamvada nyaya. What else? Asyapi nirakaranam. Then comes avasthatrayavatvam. Adhyaropya पूर्व पूर्वावस्थावत्व निरासः. See, avasthatrayavatvam adhyaropya. Now this we will see elaborately in next class. These avasthas, how in Mandukya it is being followed. It first says he is Vaishvanara, Adhyaropanam. Brahman is Vaishvanara. And then he says, no, it is Taijasa. It doesn't say no, but when it says Taijasa, there is a Nivritti of Vaishvanara. Because in Taijasatum there is no Vaishvanara. And then in the third avastha, it is Karanam. Yesha Sarveshwara, Yesha Sarvajna, Yesha Antaryami. So in the Karana avastha, there is neither Vaishvanara nor. So there is Vaishvanaratva Adhyaropanam. Then there is the Taijasatva Adhyaropanam. And Apavada Apaknava of Vaishvanaratvam. Then there is Adhyaropanam of Karanatvam and Apaknava of the Taijasatvam. Then the Karanatvam also is negated by saying Nantah Prajnam Navahish Prajnam. What are these things? Is it not Adhyaropa Upavadana? The third mantra, fourth mantra, fifth mantra, sixth mantra, Adhyaropanam. And seventh mantra, Apavada. In this manner. And also please understand, in keeping with the Adhyaropa Apavada Nyaya, within avidya there is Anubhava also. There is Anubhava of Vaishvanaratvam, there is Apaknava of Vaishvanaratvam, there is Adhyaropanam of Taijasatvam, and there is Apaknava of Taijasatvam, there is Adhyaropanam of Karanatvam from the Karya Drishti, and there is negation, freedom from Karanatvam also within one's Anubhava, unrecognized. That unrecognized Anubhava is pointed out. Thus, Adhyaropa Apavadanyaya is there constantly within Anubhava. Therefore, is there an alternative path to it? Aisa kuch nahi. There is no way of conveying the truth, because it is already mistaken. And therefore it has the only way is Adhyaropa Apavada Nyaya. Guiding man's attention from one era to another era, another era, and another means within the same era, one era, another era, Driktvam, Akshitvam, Karanatvam, in this manner, up to Swarupa. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnaha Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. It's going to take a long time to be prepared, because all lot of Mimamsa and Ashika Parishilan. Ashika Parishilan Haiti. Amiji, why not we do jaldi? How do you do jaldi these things? जल्दी कैसा करें? चलो व्याकरण हो तो कम से कम जल्दी खींचो. वो कैसे खींचेंगे? हरिओम जी. जल्दी आराम करो जी. जल्दी आराम करो. जल्दी कैसे आराम करेंगे?